Professor Whaling. He's a specialist of terrorism and non-proliferation. I'm an IEP student. It stands for International Environmental Policy. But he's specialist for terrorism. It looks different. But I'm thinking about to combine international environmental policy and conflict negotiation. So he was the best person to do interview. Like I told you before, I went to University of Hawaii as a one-year exchange student, and I did this kind of interview to professor. It's been 3 years since I did at the first time. Yeah, and at the first time I was like a stone, like because of the culture difference. So I tried to interview more smoothly. So I divided my interview time into two. And first, I talk about my background and what I was thinking. I have a background about environment. Not only because I'm a professional diver and I did lifeguard to see girls. No. But because I wrote a thesis about whaling, and I also represented Japan this financial G8 summit, and my topic was selected, water and soft power. So I think environment, or it's better to say, I thought environment and terrorism, that's connected to each other. For example, in Japan, we take it for granted to drink water, but in many places water is very difficult to drink, especially when it comes to clean water to drink. So I asked these kind of questions to him, but I told, like, I had only a negative point of view about water issue, like terrorism stuff, because water is essential for human beings. So it is easy for terrorism to attack dam or well, and the human being's gonna die. However, he said, don't learn superficial. That's why we are grad school students. Superficial means don't just look at newspaper or journal. Try to think more deeply. And he gave me an example about India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan is well known for what? Nuclear weapon. And it looks like enemy each other, but water issue is a bridge for them, because water is essential for human beings. So that's a route to have a discussion or negotiate how to share the water. There's two big water, India and Ganges. And yes, so I learned a lot from that background and what I showed. And second, I asked about the class and assignment. This is my 6th year. I was in Canada for years, and I went to University of Hawaii for 1 year. So, but I still cannot understand why American students are asking a lot of questions during the class. Because in Japan, we cannot do. It's super rude during the class when I ask, I don't understand, blah, 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 blah. So I said, what is the difference between international student and American student? He said, there's no difference. Because each person has their own culture. So I was like, what? There's no difference? And I explained what I'm thinking, like I cannot ask a question, blah, 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 blah. And they said, it's true that American people, our American students are more active, even though they cannot get a credit, right? So professors are expecting those kind of questions, those kind of attitude. Even though we cannot get a credit, just try to be more active, just try to be more interested in class. So yeah, this is the second question, and I learned a lot from that. We have on grammar, which we're trying to make do not make a mistake about grammar. But he said grammar mistake is not a big issue for asking a question during the class. So you should try to be more active. and tried to participate in the class more. It took 30 minutes. I said it will be like 5 or 10 minutes, but it was 30 minutes. But within the 30 minutes, I learned a lot of things. He told me a lot. I think he talked with international students a lot, but it was a very good